Bismillahir Rahmanir-Rahim. On 20th Rajab in 60 Hijrah, Muawiyah died. For more than 20 years, the tyrant had ruled over Muslims. He was a son of Abu Sufyan and Hinda, who left no stone unturned in persecuting the Holy Prophet. Abu Sufyan became a Muslim only after he was convinced that Makkah would surrender to the Prophet. His son Muawiyah, however, refused to accept Islam and went into exile in Yemen. It was only when he saw the whole of Arabia become Muslim that Muawiyah was left with no alternative but to accept Islam. After the death of the Holy Prophet, Muawiyah and his elder brother sided with the enemies of Imam Ali. He played an important part in usurping leadership from Imam Ali. For this, first the elder brother and after his death Muawiyah were rewarded by the ruler of the time with the governorship of Syria. When Imam Ali became Khalifa, he dismissed Muawiyah for his corruption and anti-Islamic behavior. Muawiyah refused to give up his position, and this led to the Battle of Siffin. When Muawiyah was about to lose the battle, he managed to trick and bribe the majority of Imam Ali's army to insist upon referring to this dispute as arbitration. Using the same methods, he got the arbitrators to give a decision in his favor. Muawiyah then set himself up as an independent Amir-e-Sham, the ruler of Damascus, while Hazrat Ali was the Khalifa. Soon after the martyrdom of Hazrat Ali, Muawiyah, making full use of his methods of bribery, treachery, tyranny, and oppression, succeeded in becoming the Khalifa. Muawiyah was not interested in Islam. He only used Islam for his power and glory. He never hesitated to trample over the laws of Islam. When any saying of the Holy Prophet did not suit him, he ordered it to be struck off all records. He set up a special department under Abu Huraira to manufacture ahadith which would favor him and his policies. Muawiyah hated Imam Ali and all the members of the Ahlul Bayt. The Shias were mercilessly persecuted. Anyone who dared to say anything in favor of any member of the Ahlul Bayt was put to death or thrown into a dungeon. Now Muawiyah was dead, and his son Yazid made himself the Khalifa. Yazid was worse than his father. In addition to all the evil qualities of his father, he openly mocked Islam. He was often found drunk, singing songs which made jokes of Namaz, the Holy Prophet, and his progeny. The difference between the father and the son was this: Muawiyah used Islam, and Yazid was determined to destroy Islam. As soon as he became Khalifa, Yazid sent a letter to his governor of Medina, Walid bin Utbah, asking him to get bayat from Imam Hussein. Bayat means an oath of allegiance. Yazid felt that if Imam Hussein declared bayat to him, no one could then accuse him of having taken over Khilafat illegally. Walid received the letter on 27th Rajab. He sent a message to Imam Hussein to go to the palace that evening. Accompanied by his brothers, sons, and nephews, Imam Hussein went to the palace. Imam asked all who had come with him to wait outside while he went in alone. Walid showed Imam no respect and rather arrogantly asked him to declare bayat to Yazid. Imam replied that the question of bayat was a serious matter and should be discussed openly in daylight. Imam came out looking sad. He asked all his companions to go home and prepare for a journey at dawn the following morning. He requested Hazrat Abbas to take charge of the preparations, adding, "Abbas, Fatima Sughra is ill. She will not be able to stand a long journey. She will have to stay in Medina." Imam began to walk slowly towards the mosque, deep in thought. Imam Hussein could not even consider bayat to Yazid. It was not a matter of his pride or his right to Khilafat. Bayat to Yazid would mean Imam's approval of Yazid's way of life, and this would decidedly lead to a total destruction of Islam. It was Imam's duty to uphold and defend Islam. If he stayed on in Medina while he refused to give bayat, then Yazid would surely attack him in Medina. Imam would have the advantage of having all his own relatives, as well as the people of Medina fighting on his side, but this would have two serious disadvantages. Firstly, it would put all his friends in Medina in danger, and secondly, Although Yazid might be defeated, history will look upon the battle as a battle of Khilafat. Even if Yazid were to be killed, the injustice, the oppression, and the immoral way of his life, which Muawiyah and Yazid had promoted, would not die. Imam Hussein's mission was to destroy the evil that these two men had let loose. For this, he needed to awaken the spirit of Islam amongst the Muslims.